Date.
Did you find Iris?
If I did, I would have told you already.
Right.
Want to talk about the lanterns? I guess not. Here, let's try this one. Nothing. Okay, too somber of a moment, right? Because we haven't found Iris, and we thought she was dead.
Iris used to like this shrine. She told me about all her memories here. We used to come here all the time. You know those steps in the front? We would sit there together and talk about things. Like what gluten-free means, and eyelash extensions, and aerial yoga. And we would talk about all our problems together. Sometimes we would talk late into the night. So I thought that maybe she'd be here. But it looks like I was wrong. I think he's searching Akihabara right now. Last time he checked in, he said he didn't have anything.
I think Iris is with Renju.
With Daddy?
Yeah. Her note mentioned her most trusted person. It's probably Renju.
Yeah. I remember that mermaid girl saying something like that.
He was looking for Iris.
Does that mean that Daddy is the one who called for Iris?
It could be. So I need to know where he is.
But I haven't been able to get a hold of him.
That's a tree.
Mizuki, I have something very important to ask you.
I told Mizuki about the frozen corpse we called Alice.
You've seen her before, haven't you? 3 days ago, I saw her in your Somnium. The body of a girl who looks like Iris, Alice. Your dreams are built from your memories. So that corpse... Mizuki, please, answer me. Iris's life is at stake.
Huh? What do you mean?
I told Mizuki everything. About how Renju ran off with the assassin number 89. How 89 is connected to Sosajima. And that Sajima is linked to Alice's murder.
I need to know everything about Alice. If I find out who she is, I might be able to solve the mystery of Renju and number 89. And that might lead me to Iris.
Mizuki looked down at her feet quietly. I could see agony in her face. The silence lingered. Finally, she steeled herself, lifted her head, and spoke.
Okay. I'll tell you about Alice. It was about a month ago. I saw my daddy crying in the president's office at Lemniscate. I was peeking through a crack in the door so he didn't see me. Daddy got up, then got into his car and drove away. I had never seen him like that before. I was curious, so I followed him in a taxi. That led me to the cold storage warehouse. He got out of his car and went inside. I followed right behind him, quietly. Daddy was standing next to the forklift in the back. I hid behind a shelf. I watched Daddy open the hood of the forklift, and then, after a little bit, he left. I wanted to know what he was looking at. I went over to the forklift and I looked under the hood myself. And then...
You saw Alice's dead body.
But at the time, I thought it was Iris. The The corpse looked exactly like Iris. I couldn't believe she was dead. I just couldn't. So I went to Iris's house.
Huh? What's wrong, Mizuki?
Iris was alive. I thought I was going crazy. Or dreaming. I tried to convince myself that it was just a hallucination. What was I supposed to do? Daddy would have been in trouble.
So you kept quiet this whole time?
Yeah. What do you mean? I couldn't just ask. It would have changed everything. I thought that as long as I stayed quiet, everything would be okay.
Let's just ignore the dead body.
I didn't see a dead body. I wasn't even at the warehouse. I repeated that to myself over and over and tried to forget the whole thing.
Repressed memories are often the subject of somnia.
That's why Alice showed up during the sync.
I actually met with one of the higher-ups at Daddy's company last night. Before I went to Matsushita Diner.
Why?
Because you asked about the cold storage. I was curious. I asked around some, and... I found out that Daddy was managing the warehouse before I was born. After my grandpa died, Daddy took over. In exchange for managing the warehouse, he gave ownership of the company to someone else. I guess he didn't want to let this place go. Or maybe he couldn't let it go. That's more accurate, I think. But I understand why. Inside that warehouse was...
Alice.
On paper, Daddy has nothing to do with Okiura Fishery. Daddy was still managing the warehouse. And he was the only one allowed in there, too. That was part of the agreement when he gave up the company. And the whole thing had to be a secret. He really stressed that point.
Hey, Mizuki. How long was he managing the warehouse?
For 18 years.
Jeez,
That's what the man told me.
18 years?
that's a long time.
From that long ago?
Yes.
Iba, I need an emergency search. Missing persons from 18 years ago.
Understood.
Huh?
Date, I found her. The girl who looks like Iris.
Can you imagine, like, if you give your eyeball computer a really intensive task, if all of a sudden, like, your eye or your vision starts lagging? I guess it's not that intensive because Iba found it out in about a second.
What's her name?
Monica Iwai, 19 years old at the time of her disappearance. A graduate of Eitoku High School.
What?
Renju was my classmate at Eitoku High. We've known each other for 20 years now. When I was young, I lost someone very important to me. Monica Iwai, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
Interesting.
Alice's Monica.
Once again, deeply connected to everyone in the story.
Hitomi's friend who went to the same school as her and Renju. But why? Monica's body was found just now. But even back then, Hitomi knew. She knew that Monica was already dead. Iba, where is Hitomi right now?
At headquarters for questioning. MPD still believes that the body they discovered was Iris.
Got it. Contact boss. Have them bring Hitomi to Abyss.
Roger that.
Alright, see you later. Maybe we're gonna do some questioning here? It's like every time we find out something new, the plot thickens. But I still don't quite know what's happening yet. At least not the ultimate, answer.
You're awfully calm. You saw the corpse of your daughter today. You were called into the station to confirm her identity. And yet here you are, cool as a cucumber.
Pretty sure she knows that's not her daughter, then.
Even though you lost your precious daughter. Shall I guess why?
Monica's body was found completely frozen solid. Her right eye was missing. Her body shows multiple stab wounds from an edged weapon to the back of the torso.
It could be potentially that Hitomi knows that where Iris is at. It knows that she's not dead. That might be the important thing to gather from here.
The cause of death was those stab wounds. The murder weapon was most likely a kitchen knife. She was also pregnant until just before her time of death.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh, nope, that's not what I want. Crap, I'm trying to pull up the menu. We'll do it in a second. Is Iris Monica's daughter? How old is Iris? I think she's about like 16 or 17. Maybe, is she 18? If she's 18, that'll match up entirely. That might be the case. Okay.
Her name is Iwai Monica.
We're gonna look up her age in a second.
She has been missing for 18 years. She was 19 years old at the time she went missing. Monica, Hitomi Sagan, and Renju Okiura all attended Eitoku High School.
Maybe this one? Yep.
Because that body isn't Iris.
Here, we're gonna look up the age real quick. Should be in my file under persons, I believe. Iris is age 18. There you go. That makes a lot of sense. I'm pretty sure that what's her name? Monica? What's her name? Do we have it in here? I don't think we have her name in here. Unless she's listed as Alice. I don't think so, though. Might be one of these not completed entries yet. Hold on. Monica. Yeah, it's a weird way to spell Monica. Anyway, Monica. That's... Iris has gotta be Monica's daughter. Which is why I would say... Hold on. I'm having trouble remembering names right now. Yeah, Hitomi, sorry. That's why Hitomi is probably so attached to her. Not just because she's her daughter, quote-unquote. She might not actually be Hitomi's daughter. But she's her best friend's daughter. Right? So that's probably why she's so attached to her. And maybe that explains why, Renju was attached to her as well. Maybe she was Renju's friend. And so that's why Renju looked after her so much at Lemniscate. You know, gave her that opportunity at Lemniscate. And then also spent these past 18 years looking after, Monica's body.
And you know it.
That's my current theory.
Are you serious?
Yes. Her name is Monica Iwai. She was killed when she was 19. She went to the same high school as you, and she was your best friend. Isn't that right? Nothing to say for yourself? Hiding something? Maybe you killed her with Renju.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, now you're talking. But we know Renju committed a crime. Illegally disposing of a body. And we can prove it.
Why would Renji be questioned about dumping a body?
Because Monika's corpse is completely frozen, it is difficult to determine her time of death. However, her appearance appears to be unchanged from when she went missing 18 years ago. Thus, it is extremely likely she was killed around that time.
So her baby would be...
Just turning 18.
Yep.
Monika's
I think
corpse
this
was
is
hidden
it.
under the hood of a forklift in Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse.
Yeah, this is what we need.
This warehouse has been under Renju's management for 18 years. Mizuki witnessed Renju checking on the corpse. This of course means that Renju knew about Monika.
The cold storage warehouse where the body was found. It's been managed by Renju Okiura for almost 2 decades now. And witness testimony proves that he knew about the corpse there. And if I'm not mistaken, you knew about the corpse too, Hitomi. You and Renju have been close since high school. It's not too much of a stretch to think that he told you about the body. And I remember you telling me once.
When I was young, I lost someone very important to me. Monika Iwai, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
You know, I did notice something interesting. While this is supposed to be like a past memory, so Hitomi's not talking here, she was talking right here in the background.
How did you know that she was dead?
I didn't.
Don't play dumb. I know you're hiding something. You know what happened 18 years ago. And you knew she was pregnant. You were her best friend. Of course you would have known. Tell me. Tell me everything.
Date, she's not going to talk.
I guess we'll have to get out the torture device.
Sync with her.
Okay, yep, that's always seems to be what happens. Get the screws! Rip off her fingernails one by one.
Date, I'm sure
Oh, crap, I clicked
I've
out the
told
window.
you enough times by now, but please, come back within 6 minutes.
I know.
I can't promise you that, Pewter.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not coming back until I find something.
Date, you can't!
Why not?
You know why!
Because it will take over my consciousness?
I feel like, because they talk about this so much, like literally every single freaking time we do a sync, they tell us this. I have a feeling there's going to be one sync we do, maybe it's like the final one we do, where it's like, I can't leave, and then, you know, we're going to like break past the 6-minute timer, and then we're going to start getting like weird brain glitches. You know? I feel it, it's probably going to happen.
Yes!
But if it's only a little...
No, not even a little! If the sync passes the critical point, the damage will be irreparable!
But what does that mean exactly?
You don't know either. I bet the aliens gave you this information. You have no idea what's going on here. You know, nice. I bet they're the ones that told you. I don't think we're getting anything out of here. This is too sad of a time. We're not going to learn about anything interesting. Nah.
No.
I'm not hiding anything.
Then let's try it. Let's experiment with my mind. Then we'll know for sure what'll happen.
Fine! I'll just say it.
Yeah?
Pewter, tell him.
Me?
You know more about it than I do.
Well,
Gonna learn about a dark secret.
Well, first off, 6 minutes is not a hard limit.
Yeah, it seemed fairly arbitrary, to be honest.
It could be 7 or even 8.
I don't care about the exact time. I'm asking what happens if you go beyond the limit.
Do you remember the story I told you about the egg?
Yeah, why?
If you imagine an egg as your consciousness, the yolk is what goes into the subject's brain. The white remains inside your shell. If you go beyond the limit, your yolk will not be able to return to its shell.
Because the subject's mind will start to take over the sinker's consciousness, right? I know that part already.
Indeed, but there's more to it. After the yolk is devoured, the egg white is brought through the machine next.
Huh?
And there's more. It's not just the sinker's brain. The same process eventually occurs in the subject's as well. In other words, the entire egg ends up being replaced. Mind, consciousness, memory, they are traded. Switched.
Blurp. There you go.
The human brain has what can be understood as a memory limit. One brain can only hold one consciousness, and it can only contain one person's memories.
Now you know everything. Talk to the boss.
I was unaware of this as well. This information is not on any accessible databases.
We had to prevent the possibility that the system could be exploited.
Exploited? But
Even if it wasn't you, someone else might try. We didn't tell any sinkers this, including you. Project Sync is a top-secret project. It's a matter of national security.
And you just bring people in here, don't you, Date? Just random people.
Even sinkers are on a need-to-know basis. Think about it. What if you were kidnapped by bad people who tried to make you talk?
bad people?
A criminal organization, spies from another country, those people.
Nice.
If you blabbed about Project Sync, the entire country might be at risk. You heard it from Pewter. The sync machine isn't just for entering a person's somnium. It can also be used to swap bodies between two people. Imagine what this machine would be used for in the wrong hands. That's why I didn't tell you. We can't let this secret get out.
Wait a second. Okay. So keep that in mind. Apparently the sync machine has the ability to swap people's consciousnesses. I wonder if evil Pewter from that first route we played through wasn't actually Pewter, but it's like somebody swapped, you know, consciousness with him. And I wonder if somehow we have the ability to swap consciousness with someone in another world line, even though that theory seems fairly unlikely now. It's still something I'd like to keep in mind.
Swapping bodies between two people? Trading minds?
Anyway, get in the machine, Date.
You remember what I told you earlier?
What about the 6-minute thing?
Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I got it.
Don't do the 6-minute thing, Date.
Are you really okay?
I'm fine. Start it.
Understood. Let us begin.
What?
I am the god of fire. I burn erotic books with my flames of red-hot anger.
My, how ruthless.
Nope.
Ow!
Are you okay?
That hurt.
I'll let you read this porno mag if it'll make you feel better.
I will burn it.
The fog is making it pitch black.
The light over there. Is that a firefly? Somnium scan. Activate.
Ooh, who's that? Reveal Hitomi's secret buried deep inside. Sinking in the mountain.
It disappeared?
No, wait. It might still be nearby.
This music's a little bit unsettling. Don't really know where we're at exactly. This is the only thing we can really activate right now. Well, I guess we can walk around a bit. So we're clearly going to learn about the murder from all that time ago. I think this is going to be the connection between current day murders the current day murder, things that we kind of have a decent idea about what's going on. This is going to link it to the past, where we still haven't really figured out much about the past as of yet. So I think this is going to tell us a lot.
A flower bud. I cannot identify the variety.
Figure out type. It's also a... We also saw Hitomi and then some other figure that looked like he had some kind of weapon in his hand, possibly a knife.
I cannot identify the type of flower in this state. It appears to be some kind of lily.
That didn't help much.
A flower bud.
What happened?
It doesn't have any particular smell, but for some reason I nearly blacked out.
Maybe it's poisonous. Be careful.
What's this? Caring words from you, Date. What are you hiding?
I feel like Dot was important.
A flower?
I don't know why, though.
Worship it?
Yeah.
I don't know specifically
I will
why.
pray to it as though I am mourning the dead. It bloomed a little?
I don't know what caused it, but it's better than nothing happening.
Lit it up. Okay, so I can see a rock from here. There's also a line of fireflies going to a hole in the tree. There's something way out there as well. I think that is the third rock. Let's check out these cool rocks, shall we? I like rocks.
A rock. This is a simple rock, but...
Is there any kind of pattern?
No, there does not appear to be.
Alright, good use of our time right there. Oh, I think that was like a cancel timey. But we didn't have any timies for it to cancel, maybe. Hole in tree. Hello.
5 minutes left, Date.
I know, but there's an eyeball thing over here.
What?
Hitomi B acquired. Let's take a look at that real quick. So this is young Hitomi. This is young Renju. And that's the hole in the tree. Alright, let's check out this tree, because I'm pretty sure... Wait, not this tree. This tree. Pretty sure this is important. I'm a little uneasy. I think that's the feeling they're trying to make right now. But I am a little bit uneasy with this music and this darkness and stuff.
A hole in a tree. I may be able to fit inside.
Let's peek inside.
I cannot see anything. It is unnaturally dark.
Did you notice anything?
I did hear the faint sound of the wind.
It must be hollow on the inside.
Okay, let's stick her hand in, I guess. Or scream? I don't
I'm
know.
not going to be eaten or anything, right? Whoa!
And that was the last we ever saw of her.
I fell, but I am still in the forest.
It's darker than before.
What? Is someone there? Hey! That voice is...
Find out where that voice is coming from.
Maybe over here? Renju. There's some more options out here. I think... Oh no, there's Hole in Tree 2 and then there's Renju. And that's Hole in Tree 2 right over there.
Renju Okiura.
Flirt with him?
Renju, what are you doing in a place like this?
He won't answer.
Not in a place like this, at least. Renju...
Okay, so we gotta flirt with him. Even if it's obviously a wrong one.
Yoo-hoo, Renju! Come get some of this. Come on!
Sorry, that was a bad idea.
Don't apologize. This is Renju's fault for having bad taste.
Alright, let's go
Renju?
for an actual good one. Maybe inspect him?
He looks young, but this is definitely Renju Okiura as he appeared approximately 20 years ago.
That's a long time ago.
I'm not entirely sure we actually need to interact with him. Let's go check out this tree. Okay, that was the first tree. I think this is the second one.
A hole in the tree. It looks about as big around as a soccer ball.
Well, let's stick our hand inside that one.
I am not going to be sucked in, am I?
Probably not.
That's strange. It should have worked.
Did you want to see me get sucked in?
Yeah?